I saw yesterday in Kakamega the insults formed half of the meeting. There was less mention of BBI than mention of Ruto and his home in Sugoi.
Right, Senator Malala, that's an indictment to this team because you were also at the podium. Half of the things, according to Deputy President, were about Sugoi and William Ruto, which was very unfortunate, and that's the reason why today they've made that decision, that indeed they're going to be attending these rallies, at least to speak substance to their people.
I don't think that was the case in Kakamega. You all saw what happened in Kakamega. First of all, we started by having a memorandum which was ascended to by all the delegates from 5 counties of Western Region. That memorandum was read and handed over to the BBI technical team. Senator Wako was there. He received the memorandum, which are our suggestions as to how we can improve the document. And therefore, it is wrong for Mheshimiwa here to state that Honorable Atuoli was speaking on Deputy President William Ruto. I think Honorable Atuoli specifically talked about Tanga-Tanga. Tanga-Tanga is an amorphous group, you cannot want to say that Tanga-Tanga is Deputy President William Ruto. We have a lot of respect to the Deputy President, and therefore we wouldn't want you to.
Why are you laughing? Why is that funny? Yeah. Why is that funny?
Yeah, and you see, Tanga-Tanga is just a Swahili word meaning a disorganized outfit moving around the country aimlessly without any objective. And therefore, if Atuoli said that if you are not in BBI, you are in Tanga-Tanga, he simply meant you are in that other group that has got no objective, that has got no goodwill for this country. And I want to remind you...
But Senator, we know what Tanga-Tanga is.
Yes.
You can't give us a different definition of Tanga-Tanga.
But Tanga-Tanga is not synonymous to Dr. William Samoei Ruto.
But what if you hear Tanga-Tanga, what would come to your mind today?
A group of leaders, clueless leaders, who do not have an objective for this country.
Okay.
Who are moving around this country. Recently, they have been doing harambes every Sunday until the old notes were withdrawn. Do you see them doing harambes? No.
So that's the Tanga-Tanga group?
Yes, that's the Tanga-Tanga group. Moving around the country aimlessly without any objective.
Cherargei.
No, I think, by the way, Malala is becoming selective in the truth. Because Francis Atuoli, just to correct Kenyans, to jog their memory, he said the reason he has come out to fight Deputy President William Ruto, he said, it is on record, you can even play. And the reason he wants to stop some people from going to Sugoi and what have you. And I know Malala, the only thing, by the way, I saw they handed their document. They are alleging that they are to the technical team, which is okay.
But it was there. Did you receive a document from them, your technical team?
Yeah.
So you can confirm that the technical team received a document which had their ideas.
Absolutely.
All right. So you can confirm because it was there.
You know, by the way, the handshake was between Uhuru Kenyatta and Prime Minister Raila Odinga on behalf of Kenyans. I didn't know what Malala is trying to drive at is to allege that this was a gentleman's agreement. So it should become an exclusive process.
Okay.
It should not be inclusive of the entire Kenyans. And where I sit, I can tell you the undertones is that the principle of BBI is very good when you read that document. But these people have hijacked to stock ethnic divisions that we are seeing. That's why from what happened in Kisii and Kakam, and I know President Uhuru would not support that, because Malala and his group are crafting a 2022 succession politics and their strategy by stocking, and that is why they
emotions
surrounding the country and trying to create an imaginary enemy for their people so that they can coalesce as an altar of deceit and deception and confusion, which is a signature of what
I want to state here that the issue of exclusivity cannot be argued on this platform. First, I sat on the organizing committee of the BBI meeting in Kakamega. We invited every leader, regardless of their political affiliation.
Across the board?
Across the board. Only to see some of the leaders organizing a parallel rally in Mumias. And that's when I came up as the senator for Kakamega and said, I will not allow any other rally to happen because this was a defining moment for my people.
You know that's already wrong because you don't have the capacity as a senator to bar other people from holding a meeting.
No, we were giving direction.
How do you give? You said
I
you
am
gave
an
clearly.
elected yes, I was giving directions.
These are the people who are spending
Yes.
BBI, by
Yes.
the way.
All right. Let me come to
BBI.
Mheshimiwa
Let
Gachagua.
me first say this. The group that is the regulatory code Tangatanga, that is supposed to be moving around aimlessly. These people don't move around aimlessly. They are invited by Kenyans. And wherever they go, there are thousands of people. And if those people had a problem, they will not invite them. Number two, after the withdrawal of the old notes, Harambes have gone on every Friday,
Yes,
Saturday,
even,
Saturday.
yes, yes.
Okay. Number three, Atwoli said,
But why?
no, I'm saying he's their leader. He's their
Yes.
leader. He even said the meeting in Mumias
the
will not take
SG
place.
of court.
He said his state, and
Yes.
it will not take place. And this meeting was 30 kilometers apart.
40.
They said there are no policemen to guard that meeting. There were more policemen in Mumias than the public.
Yes.
So one, we are getting back to the old days of dictatorship, where people cannot be allowed to express themselves. He said, he told Mudavadi and Wetangula, you people, if you run against Ruto, he'll beat you in the morning. Your only way is this BBI. Number two, Fatuma Gedi and Malala, senator here.
Yes.
They said they want Murkomen and Duale to be removed from their positions in the parliament.
Yes.
Duale and Murkomen were never in the BBI. They were never in the 9-point agenda. I want to tell the senator here, you cannot remove Duale or Murkomen because you don't belong to Jubilee. Don't poke your nose in things that do not concern you. What you need to do if you want to remove Duale and Murkomen, one is convince President Uhuru Kenyatta to convene a PG. And since you cannot attend yourself, look for your friends in Keleweke, Kina Kamanda and others. Ask them to come and introduce that agenda.
Yes.
But if you want to do it yourself, you feel you are so passionate about moving Duale and Murkomen, you cannot wait.
I think
you resign your seat. Listen,
we are
you resign.
we are
No, let me say.
we are
Let me say.
off the
No,
discussion.
it is not.
We are veering off.
I'm saying
Yes.
it is not because
This is what
what
we
does
discussed.
Duale and Murkomen
Have to do
and
with
their
the
role in
BBI?
parliament got to do with the BBI?
Okay.
These guys
Yes.
are just having a vendetta.
And
they
I-
are having a 2022 succession strategy.
Okay.
And they want to divide the country. They want to paint other people as bad and themselves as good. We are saying now we have come on board.
Yes.
We'll be together in Mombasa and elsewhere. We are also now going to release our meetings on Monday. And we'll mobilize thousands. We'll invite them to come as well.
Yes.
We'll invite them to come and talk about the positions they want to create.
Yes.
The Prime Minister, the Deputy, to come and tell our people.
Yes, yes.
We'll tell our people we want economic empowerment. We'll have a national conversation. And if this BBI was about bringing Kenyans together, let everybody be allowed to have a meeting.
On board.
Let
I want to talk to
have a
Simeha,
meeting.
but I'd like to ask you one question. Because you are alleging that they want to divide. They stop people. Who the people you're referring to are actually in the opposition. How do you allude to the fact that the opposition can stop other people from doing
these
what they
guys are
want?
saying they are government. They are saying they are
They are
Mr.
the
Fix-It.
government.
No, but
They
they're
say
not government.
These opposition
They're not
people
government.
say there will be no meeting and there was no meeting.
And there was no meeting.
So what does that mean?
What we are saying,
What does that mean?
What we are saying
Yes.
is this. Let us be truthful and let us be sincere.
Okay.
If this BBI, the original intention, as exposed to us by President Uhuru Kenyatta, is still alive, let's have a national conversation
Okay.
to bring people
Let me
together.
speak to Simeha now.
Yeah, but let us not use it
To
for
divide people
2022.
further.
And this 2022, nobody is incapable of starting a campaign for 2022.
Right now. Okay.
On the issue of parallel meetings, just before we go to my colleague here, I think BBI is a very, very important exercise. And we don't want people to derail this country with parallel meetings. And that's why we said clearly that we have already provided a platform.
Malala,
We have
that's
already
a dangerous
provided.
trajectory.
Just a moment.
The same constitution
wait.
allows for freedom of association.
Yes, and I've asked that
freedom of
question. It's just
assembly,
back where I had
freedom
asked.
of conscience.
He's just
which
back to what I've
where
asked.
Can you
Yes.
show the Kenyans
you
where
see,
he's driving
You're just
his
back
power?
to what I'd asked him.
You see, BBI is an organized forum, whereby we have a technical team which is organizing public participation meetings. And therefore, you cannot want to do your own public participation and talk to people. Let us use
There's nothing that stops them from doing it. There's nothing that stops them from doing it.
What we don't want to have confusion.
Okay. All right.
You don't
All
want
right.
you
Let me
as
speak to Simeha now.
You as who? We don't want you as
Are
who.
you forcing people?
Can we have some
Are you
order
the, are you
around
the
the table?
BBI
No, no,
secretariat?
are you-
Are you
Let me
talking
speak
as
to
ANC?
Simeha now.
Are you talking as ODM? Are you talking
When
as
Senator,
sometimes-
I have to
let me
speak to
rectify
Simeha.
the question.
No, but
Simeha
he has
comes
to
in.
speak now.
Let me just put 2
And we
points
will not
across.
accept any parallel-
The
any parallel-
gazettement of terms of reference of BBI Secretariat. It is their domain to organize and coordinate these meetings. Where did it written where Senator Malala or ODM cronies have
not
the
in
power.
ODM. I'm not
Oh,
in
no,
ODM.
you are an apologist of ODM.
Okay. Senator Cherargei. Senator Cherargei.
You are almost being de-whipped in ANC.
No.
Because you are facing disciplinary action because you are dilly-dallying with ODM. What I'm saying is that the BBI Secretariat has the exclusive mandate, and that is why we are saying, give us the timetable as BBI.
All right. Let me speak to Simeha now.
I
Okay,
think,
Simeha.
I would like to debunk some things, which are unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we get an opportunity to speak to the public, and I've had this happen a lot, and we immediately, in some cases begin to misinform the public, actually deceive the public. I will struggle to be polite, but it's absolutely ridiculous. And I've had, MPs, senators, and so on talk about this, to say that the BBI task force spent 10 billion shillings.
We'll get to that money.
Sort of
we'll get to that money.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I will. Fine. I'll leave it when we get to it. Then I can explain. And then the other thing is that these meetings.
Yes, the substance of these meetings. That's what I want to get out.
Yes.
Yes.
When these meetings, governors or senators or MPs or MCAs or whoever else, religious organizations are free to organize this. Just like it has happened in the past. When we proposed this new constitution, when we were discussing it before promulgation, civil society ran off, printed copies, and went around educating people, and stick to the substance of BBI. The same way we stuck to the substance of the constitution when we were discussing it. But unfortunately, this introduction of diversionary tactics is what is going to ruin the process of BBI. But let's remember...
From who? You think diversionary tactics from?
Anybody who attacks, another one who has convened a meeting to discuss BBI, anybody who seeks to disrupt, or there's a term you used, what you said was in the newspaper, I can't remember what you used. Anybody who seeks to take over another person's process, control, I think that is unacceptable.
Anyone who proposes to organize a parallel meeting to the main meeting, is it in that group?
If someone proposes, and I'm actually on record on television having said this, if someone proposes to organize a meeting to discuss whether they want sugar, millet, whatever else they want to discuss, let them have their meeting, but let the meeting that has been organized to discuss BBI go on.
Okay.
The difference between the difference between
allow me.
No, don't disrupt me. Don't disrupt me. Don't disrupt me.
Part of the BBI.
Yes, he shouldn't disrupt
part of the technical,
me.
Yes.
He shouldn't disrupt me. BBI is not just about the social question in this country. BBI is much deeper than that. It's about the national democratic question. As you can see, in terms of what's happening in the country politically, we haven't changed in terms of our bad manners. They will continue, don't be surprised. But BBI is an invitation for us to talk to each other so that we can figure out how to overcome this.
I think it's more for leaders to tell us what they want. It's not about for us to speak to each other.
Leaders are also Kenyans.
Yes,
so
they speak what they want on the platform.
They speak,
yes.
But we as Kenyans, because if we don't get engaged, if we don't get involved, they will move on and decisions will be made. So let us not discourage any Kenyan because a leader has said something. In fact, I dare tell you, Ken, that people are even free to propose to have an Ayatollah in Kenya if they want. That's fine. Then as Kenyans, we can debate. That report that was issued in Bomas was not a fait accompli. It's not the final solution. So you cannot say that let us implement it.
Okay.
It was not for implementation.
Okay.
It was to come for us to interrogate it further and propose whatever else.
It's a report without recommendations.
It has
will come out at the end of it.
Dark days are back with us. Now Kano looking like the saint, they are looking like angels. Because if you hear the technical person, and with all due respect, I respect him, Shimenka, saying that when a meeting of BBI is in place, then there should be no other meeting, which gives the impetus to what Senator Malala was saying. What I'd say, Article 36 of the Constitution and Article 37.
Yes, I heard, and you're here to correct it.
Of course, the undertones meant that. There is every person has the right to freedom of association, which includes the right to form, join, or participate in the activities of an association of any kind. So it is not exclusive that when today you are having a BBI meeting in Bugungu, 38 kilometers in Mumias, you can't have the meeting. It is a wrong notion that we need. It is by force. Why is people being? It's like you're holding a can to Kenyans that if you don't agree with BBI proposals or you don't come to the BBI meetings, you are the bad person.
But why are you organizing the same weekend? Why didn't you do it on Sunday?
That is why we will release
why our
Monday, as my colleague has said, Monday we'll release our schedule of salaries. But we'll not go around intimidating people, forcing them that you must come to the BBI meeting.
Which is okay. Which is okay. But do you see the sense? Do you see the sense? We can't allow the people like Senator Malala speaking with authority and saying you can't hold another meeting. For example, we are going to do a rally in somewhere in Nyeri for BBI. You can't tell women in Madira who are meeting over their issues that you can't have a meeting because we are meeting in Nyeri town. It will be unfair, and we are starting at the wrong footing. And let me bring something to your attention. Let me finish this point. That is why leaders, their security and firearms are being withdrawn. Specifically leaders who have questioned. And they have tried to bring back the principle in the BBI. I think that's not correct, and we can't let it pass.
No.
The reason why it's being withdrawn.
Those are undertones. Those are undertones. It can be tell you, those are undertones for people who are perceived not to be in the BBI. And that is why governors are being intimidated. You don't agree with the BBI, you are told, tutatuma aji kwako ama EACC.
Really? That's an allegation that you can substantiate.
I have talked to colleagues, governors.
Okay.
And they fear coming out.
Let me ask you the question, Mheshimiwa Cherargei. Before I speak to Simeha once more, Halwale, when he went round to Vihiga, to Kakamega, to Ebuye, to rally support for the meeting that was going to happen in Mumias, one of the things he said is issues of Western Kenya must be left to the leadership of Western Kenya to speak about. You can't bring outsiders to speak about it. How does that connect with what you're saying?
No, but by the way, what Kalwale said, if I'm not, that in Western Kenya, since they don't so much, because there is a section of leaders who want to create positions, they were saying Mumias has collapsed. They have issues of sugarcane, and they were saying they want to have an economic forum.
Why at that moment? That's my question. Why can't you organize it on a Sunday or on a Friday?
The issue is, it is like asking Kenyans, why are you eating today?
No, but that's not the point. That's not the point, Senator.
The issue is, we must allow this constitution to work.
Which is true, but answer my question. Answer my question. Yes, I'm coming to you. Answer my question. This meeting had been gazetted. It's going to happen on the 18th. Just answer my question.
This is an ODM rally.
Which is okay, but just answer my question. You know there's going to be division. I'm coming to you, Mheshimiwa. There's going to be division. And Halwale is going around rallying support and telling people our issues will be discussed by us and not people who are outsiders. Why can't Halwale and the team be reasonable and say, you know what, because you're holding on Saturday, let's organize ours on Friday or on Sunday.
In fact, can I allow so that my colleagues can intervene?
Yes.
Let me say, the meeting that was to be held in Mumias, according to Kalwale and company, was about economic forum. One of the 9 points of the document was the shared prosperity. And the president, even in his speech on the 6th point he delivered in Mombasa the other day, is keen on economic issues. And therefore, Kalwale wanted to pick the economic problems that the Western people are facing so that they can present to the technical committee.
Why that day? Just answer me. Why that day?
In fact, when you go to international meetings, you have sometimes breakouts. Okay. Where you have, and Kalwale was doing that.
Okay, just in a minute, we need to take the last break, then we'll finish. We'll not take a break anymore. Yes.
There's a similar interview going on at KTN, another one at the Citizen.
Which is okay.
So, a meeting 40 kilometers apart is not a problem.
But
Number two,
just hold
number two,
yes.
Our friend here from the BBI told us they sat with the governors. This was done secretly. They have never told anybody. Today is when they have issued a statement. Yes. When they held the C meeting, the term of the BBI task force had not been gazetted.
Yes.
Okay? So they were meeting these people illegally.
Yes, illegally.
You know, which means there is something that is being hidden. If they say they were in Kisii, the term had not been extended. What were they doing in Kisii? They had no legal mandate to be in Kisii. Yes. And whatever deliberations they took in Kisii are null and void because they were not in office. So what I'm saying is, if what they have said today is correct, anybody who wants to organize a meeting, let us know. Yes. Before that, they met governors secretly. Yes. If they had met us as members of parliament, there will be meetings all over.
That's a very good
point.
But today,
very good point. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Why Kenyans are having a problem?
Yes, that's a very good point.
We met in November. The president said... At Bomas.
Yes.
President said, read, interrogate, and digest.
Yes.
Up to today, there are no copies. But why people are reading this?
But why are you selective? Why are you selective? You didn't finish what the president said.
He said?
He said January. What happened?
We'll start the process.
Exactly.
But we have started the process before the copies have come. So what are people interrogating? Let me tell you, Ken, the age we are in is not the age of being told. People need to read this document so that when you go to the meeting, so that when you go to the meeting,
gentlemen, I need to